Hi everybody, so today I'm going to share with you another Bible review, but before we get started I would like to ask you to make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure that you click that little bell so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. That not only helps the channel to grow and help me to reach more people with the Bible, but it also lets me know that you want to see me continue doing these Bible review videos. So today we're going to be looking at the ESV Preaching Bible, and this one is the verse by verse edition. So it is a black goatskin, so really pretty two-piece box. So I'll hold that right there. You could pause and read that, and it does talk about how they got input from over 1,000 pastors before they created this one. Here are the features, which are going to be a 9.7 font, enlarged and bolded verse numbers, extra wide margins, a single column verse by verse layout, thick paper, presentation page, concordance, 2 ribbons, and a lifetime warranty. So here is our ISBN number. Now this one does retail for $249, but you can find it for less online, and I will link it in the description box. And then if you don't like verse by verse, you can always opt for the first edition that came out, which is a paragraph format. So I will show you that one as well. Okay, so when you open up your Bible, it is going to be wrapped in like a velvet type material, but you'll always get the pledge from Crossway, which goes over their warranty. So I would suggest that you keep that in the box. So the Bible is going to come nicely presented when you open it up. And this one here is going to measure out at 10 inches tall by 6 7/8 inches wide, and it's 1 3/4 inches thick. And that is measuring to the outer edges of the cover. So that way, if you wanted to get a case for it, you would have those dimensions. We've got the black and yellow head and tail bands. Really nicely done gold gilding. We've also got the art gilding, which is really nice. This does have like a pebble grain type of cover, which is really, really soft. It is perimeter stitched all the way around the perimeter. It does have a little bit of a yap. It's not a full yap, but it is nice when a Bible has at least a little bit of a yap. Then on the spine, we'll have Holy Bible, ESV, English Standard Version, and the Crossway logo. And then we've got the raised hubs, which I love raised hubs on a Bible. And then we're going to have a really nice liner in this one. We've got our gold gilt line around that perimeter. So I'll get you a close-up of that. I think that looks really nice. It is edge lined, so this liner is tabbed up onto the block. So those first few pages, when they're stuck together like that, you want to make sure you don't try to pull those apart. So when this Bible is open, you can see how nice it looks with that art gilding and that gold gilt line. So I have a few blank pages. One thing we can see is the stitching in the gutter, so nice sewn binding. Then we do have a presentation page. Then we get right in to our title pages. Now this is going to be the 2016 edition of the text. This one was printed in China. We'll have our contents page, the books in alphabetical order, and then the preface. And the nice thing with these pages is they're all wide margin as well. And then we've got a page that goes over the explanation of features. And then we get right in to the Old Testament. So we've got our single column layout with the verse by verse and the nice wide margins. The margins are going to be 1 1/4 inches, so you've got the wide margins on the outside, but you've also got plenty of space on the inside for notes, as well as on the bottoms and the tops of the pages as well. So I'm going to flip this to a section where it will stay open a little bit easier. So one thing that I do want to point out, that even though this is going to be verse by verse, you will still have the little Pilcrow marks that will tell you where a new paragraph would start if this was in the paragraph layout. But they also do separate it a little bit as well. So I do like the way that they laid this one out. The paper in this one, it has a really nice paper. It is a 36 GSM. Now this one feels like it's got a little bit of a coating on it, so it's a little bit smoother than the previous one, which is this one here, which also has a little bit thicker cover, a different type of grain. So this one here is going to be a paragraph layout, but it has a slightly drier feel to the paper on it. So there are some subtle differences between the two besides just the layout. So I'll get you a close-up of the text, which again is the 9.75. And with having that verse by verse, this is going to be a great one for preaching from, because you'll be able to be talking to your congregation, look down, and you'll be able to find your spot easily. So I think they did a really nice job on this one. It also just looks really nice when it's open with the art gilding. I'll get you a close-up of that. So that just looks really pretty with that gold gilt line. It's just a very beautiful Bible. So we do have 2 ribbons. They are going to be the thinner ribbons. They are just single-sided satin, but it is nice to have 2 of them. That way you can keep one in the Old Testament, one in the New. But just a really beautiful Bible. I really like a verse-by-verse layout. I also like a paragraph as well, but this for a preacher is just going to be perfect if they're preaching from the ESV to have a verse-by-verse. This one is just going to be black letters, so we're not going to have any words of Christ in red. And then once we get back to the very back of the Bible, we'll get back to the end of Revelation. And then we'll have the table of weights and measures. And then we get into the concordance. So it's going to be a 3-column layout. The words are going to be done in bold. The font is a little bit smaller back here, but it is still very readable. Then you also still have the nice wide margins as well. So the concordance is going to be 56 pages. So decent sized concordance. And then we'll get to the back here. We've got just a few blank pages. So you do have a little bit more space for some notes or prayers or travel log, whatever you want to use that for. And then we get back into our maps. So we're going to have 8 maps. They will be on a shinier paper, but they are very easy to read. And I do really like the colors that Crossway uses in their maps. I personally really like their Bibles. Then here in the gutter, you can see the stitching, so nice sewn binding. So this one, when it's up on a pulpit, is going to lay flat. And then we just get back to the back of the Bible. So it is stamped in the back, goatskin leather. So again, this one is the verse-by-verse layout, where the previous edition was the paragraph layout, but it still does have the wide margins. So depending on what you like, if you prefer paragraph, you might want to opt for this one. It does still have spine hubs. It's got a really nice cover. This cover feels a little bit thicker, but it's also got a bigger grain pattern as well. So I'll get you a close-up with both of those. So you can see that that new one's a smaller grain. We've got a thick grain on this one. And it does feel like this cover is a little bit thicker. But just beautifully done Bibles. So again, this one is the Preaching Bible in the verse-by-verse edition. There's another shot of the ISBN number. And I will link both of these in the description box. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.